What are the consequences of corruption on the woman? Silence through diverse forms: education, healthcare, laws and policies fostering unfavorable conditions to the woman at all levels. The Woman Agenda, breaking that silence, demanding accountability, transparency and good governance. The Woman Agenda is deliberate and calculative in amplifying the voice of women. The Woman Agenda, Fridays 2 p.m. on Women Radio 91.7, a platform on the way forward.
To the women folk, a whole lot of it is very dependent on culture.
Okay.
We are operating in a cultural environment
Okay.
that does not expect the woman to have a voice.
Okay.
So if you as a woman speak up when your rights are being violated or when your trust is being abused, the tendency is for the generality of the environment, even fellow women, to think you're too vocal, you are like an aberration.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
So
Because
culture.
women are not expected to speak.
They're to be
And
seen
so-
and not to be heard.
Exactly. Women are expected to be quiet and sedate and take it because somehow God created a capacity within you to be able to take beyond what is average that any normal human being should take. And that's really a fallacy.
All right.
And so we need to do a lot more work culturally to at least give the woman a sense of I have a right, just like every man does, and I am a human being first before I am female.
Okay.
And because if it is not right for the human being, whether male or female, then it shouldn't be right for me. And if you put structures in place to protect the rights of human beings, those structures should work for me. So it's culture that we need to focus a lot more. When we have solved most of the cultural issues, being able to explain to them on the issues of economic empowerment becomes a lot easier. Because now they feel empowered, they feel emboldened, and when you now say, look, when you pay money for something, you should demand the quality that is being promised or that is expected. Or even when you invest your time and your life voting anybody into office, there are expectations that you have a right to do, and if that person is not delivering on those expectations, you have a right to call them out. You know, so it's the cultural part that I would say there still needs a whole lot. We need to do a whole lot of work. It's getting better actually. We need a whole lot more advocacy. We need a lot of engagement, and we are talking about. Well, I don't like to use the word grassroots, but for a better word, we need a lot of grassroots engagement. Grassroots doesn't necessarily have to be like it has to be in the sub-rural area, because you find that even in the urban areas, a whole lot of women, and it cuts across social classes also, are just totally and completely unaware. It's the way they've been socialized, and so it is us changing our structures of socializing women. A woman is not expected to have a desire to go out by herself because she wants to be entertained. No, she's seen as loose. A woman is not expected. In fact, even when you're in class, they look at you somehow if you are the one who is always putting up your hand to say, I know this or I don't know that.
Yeah, and they call you things like
ITK and all of those things. You rarely ever hear them call men ITK actually. It's usually the women that get, the young girls that get being called the Ajulo and all that. You know, all these are subtle ways in which women are, their self-esteem is affected. So that they don't get to talk. So we have to create an environment where that we give our children an opportunity to speak. So it starts from when you start to bring them up, from nurturing. You have a female child and you have a male child, and your female child is not allowed to do certain things, and your male child can go ahead and do it. And then there are certain functions or chores that you think is totally dedicated to the female, and the male does not do it. You know, immediately the girl starts wondering, why is it different for me? My mother, for instance, brought us up gender blind. She's passed on now. It took me a long time, maybe when I started going out to school and all that, for me to realize that as a woman, there are certain things I'm not supposed to do. Because in my house, whether you are male or female, we all did the chores together. Everybody had the responsibility. And everybody, you had a voice. You could speak up. That's my mother. If you don't speak up, she won't beat you. Why should you be quiet? Just, what do you want? Say it. If I don't want to give you, I won't give you, but you must say it. So that gave us all the boldness to be able to speak and express ourselves. So if you find all my siblings, and we're more women than men, so if you find them, you find all of us are pretty vocal. A lot of people don't understand that, but that's just the way we were brought up. So if more parents would bring up children
to be more
in a
vocal.
balanced manner, such that you don't tell a child this is not expected of you and all that, they would start to understand that when they get into the marketplace, they should be able to hold their own. So we need to do a lot more work around how we socialize our children. Yes, that's where to start. But for the whole adult population who have not had the advantage of being properly socialized, we now have to do a whole lot of reorientation. By putting out good and great role models, by being a good example, by educating them, putting out the right word. Oh, look, you have a right to this. You are a human being, whether you are a woman or not, you are a human being. Red blood flows in your veins. So if it affects the man in a particular way, it should affect you too. And it's all right for you to speak up and not expect that, oh, I'm just supposed to take the short end of the stick. Oh, there's no, how do you call it, healthcare facilities for women. Because women actually need more healthcare facilities than the men do. Because of the reproductive processes of a woman. And so, we should be able to speak up and say we demand to get more of this. And not just say, okay, well, when they provide it, when they don't provide it, well, anything they say, it's okay. It's not okay. You should be able to demand it, because as a citizen, these are the levels of trust that you have, or you invest in your leaders. And when they don't deliver on those things, they abuse that trust. And then they are coming back 4 years later and coming to ask you again to go and line up and queue up and vote. Women are the ones who vote. Or when they're going on campaigns, we are the ones who add color to the campaign. Imagine a politician who is going on campaign and there's not one woman after him. How will that campaign work? How will it work? So they know how to patronize us and pull us out and say, let's go, and we are eager to do it. But there must be a lot of education for women to say, look, don't just follow this person because of whatever it is that is giving you now. Ask, what are you going to do for us in this area, in this area, in this area? That
the
helps
next 4 years
to make our lives better. And if they don't deliver on it, hold them to it. And when they come back, tell them, you didn't deliver on this, we aren't going anywhere. When we do that once or twice, they get the message.
WFM 91.7.